Hey guys, right before we start, I just want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, Roll20. If you're looking to play D&D or tabletop games in general, head on over to roll20.net and you can make an account for free. This is how we roll.
Here's the title. And we're live.
Paris. You're standing over a deep blue sky. It's vibrant with colors and wisp-like energy. You expect yourself to pass through the material around you. But you don't appear to be falling in any way. Your thoughts are interrupted by a familiar noise. You turn. You face a silhouette behind you. The noise reverberates through your head once again. Sounds of chimes and breaking glass doesn't resemble or form the structure of any language that you know, and yet somehow, you're able to understand clearly what is being conveyed to you. The end consumes everything without remorse. All things are laid before it, and are frivolized. The silhouette shifts slightly. You almost feel a sadness behind its next words. It's terrifying. It shifts again. And this time, you can feel its non-existent gaze upon you. It feels as though it's taking you in for the first time, as if this was the first time it's ever seen you. It isn't spoken, but you feel an emotion wash over you. Pity. You are approaching your end now. There's only one way to avoid it. It reaches out a hand towards you. Become free. Alon, Jett. You stand on what seems to be a walkway suspended in darkness. You're not with each other, though. I should point that out. In both directions, it seems to go on forever. What do you do?
I yell out into the darkness.
What do you yell out? Anything?
I
Just
say,
a
Singularity! Are you there? Do I know it by, like, is that what I call it? A singularity?
That would seem be to you the only name that you would know it by.
Okay. So that's what I yell out.
There's no response. Nothing verbal, at least. No noise. But after a brief moment, a pulsing blue light kind of floats gently, swaying through the air. kind of floats past your face. Like a leaf. It gently sways and flows down one direction of the walkway.
I'll walk towards it.
Yeah.
Kind of to myself, I'll just go. Am I dead? And then I'll look around and just kind of walk forward.
You both follow the walkway. You walk for what feels like hours. Well, do you walk for what feels like hours? Would you feel frustrated if the walkway were to just seemingly go on forever? What would your characters do? Would you continue to walk? Or your response, sorry, Alon. As you walk, though, the leaf sways in front of you, following the same direction. Sorry, you can go ahead and go.
I would try to fly if I could.
You try to muster your strength, of which you find that you have none of. You can't even summon your fire.
I'd probably get frustrated and maybe turn around and start running in that other direction.
Alon?
I'm gonna yell for Jett and Harris.
You
In
get no
canon.
response from your
Okay.
yelling. Sorry.
Okay.
You can keep going. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, I was just gonna ask him in canon, like, it's okay, like that your response tells me that I know of them. So, yeah, I'm yelling out for them. No response. I'll just keep walking, but I'll constantly be second guessing myself. Should I turn around? Have I walked too much this way?
Or not too long after these events, you both see a faint blue light ahead of you. Alon, the leaf sways forward with increasing speed towards it. But it never gives off the impression that it's flying or soaring. It always just seems like it's swaying through the air.
I'm gonna look back to see if I see anything.
There is no light behind you.
I'm gonna take a deep breath, like to kind of cool my nerves, and then I'm gonna walk towards the light, the blue light.
Yeah.
When I see it, at this point, I guess I've been running for a while. So I'm out of breath, but I'll see it. I'll go, hey, you! And then I'll start running faster towards the light.
As you approach it, both of you, as you both approach the light, you notice that it's actually spread out in all directions. As you get closer, you can make out more details of it. You can see that the light is glowing off of something. It resembles the shape of a tree. As you get even closer, you see wisps of faintly glowing blue energy gently floating around in the air. Alon, the leaf that you were following, it's lost to you now. There's so many more that you've lost track of it completely. These wisps, these leaves, float through the air. They float around the branches as you get closer and closer to the tree. Sorry. Here's what it looks like. As you get closer, you can see the roots of the tree. The massive trunk and its massive roots seem to extend out endlessly in all directions, some of the roots even wrapping up onto the walkway. From the base of the trunk, where the tree connects with the walkway, you can see a faint, glowing blue light.
I'll approach it.
As you approach it, it takes the shape of a doorway.
Well, okay.
Can't see what's on the other side, behind the blue light.
I'll go for the handle.
You grasp the handle. It feels like you're running your hand, or clasping your hand over a tree branch, but nothing happens. You do feel, though, that you are holding the handle of a door.
Can I try and open the door?
Yes. It opens with little resistance. Which you still cannot see through, but you can pass through the door if you'd like.
Alright, I will.
Alon, you have seen the same things as Jett. With the
Okay.
tree's massive roots extending out in all directions, and where at the base of the tree there is a blue light.
I'll walk towards the door, slowly put my hand on the handle, and I'll say it kind of to myself, but I'll say, Luna, I'm coming for you. And I'll open the door. Or I'll try to.
As you both pass through the door, into the blue light, you hear a voice speak in your ear. When you go back, free yourselves, and then we can talk. It's not a voice you recognize, and after it speaks, the light around you fades in an instant. You look behind you, the doorway is no longer there. All that remains around you is white. What were you asking?
Is the voice,
What were you-
like, male or effeminate, or...
It's a male voice.
Okay.
Jett. You feel a warm breeze run over your face and through your hair. The smell of the countryside fills your nose. The scene begins like a painting sort of blot into existence around you. Before you, miles of fields and hills are laid out across the land. As your eyes adjust, they focus on a small figure laying in the grass a great distance ahead of you.
Do I recognize this place?
It's not so much a place that one could really recognize. It looks generally like any standard fields or grasslands.
I see.
However, you yourself do feel a familiarity to this place,
Wow.
especially when taking in the details around you. You notice a faint amount of blood in the direction of the figure. Not much, but droplets.
Sorry, where's the blood? Like, on the figure itself?
It's on the ground.
Oh, okay.
There's like a faint trail in the direction of the figure.
Oh, okay.
The figure is still fairly, like, there's still a great amount of distance between you and them. But you can see that there is something off in the distance.
Yeah, I'll get up and start running towards them.
As you move closer to them, you notice that the trail of blood gets messier as you get closer. It's not as if there's ever huge splatters of blood, but it gets more messy and kind of smeared, almost as if something is dragging itself over it. Once you get close enough to see the figure clearly, you stop. Ahead of you lies a child. They are injured. They're exhausted. You can tell from the look of their body that they're starving. But what shocks you most about them is that you recognize them. The shackles bound to their limbs and the tattered rags they wear as clothing. This child is you.
Individually, are we all seeing the same thing? Like, are we all going through the same experience, or just Jett?
Nope.
Oh,
Just
okay.
Jett.
Okay.
This is just Jett.
I think I'll be. Oh, I'm shocked for a moment, but I'll mutter out. Are you okay?
Weakly, the child will raise their arm, reaching out towards the sky. There's a brief spark of light before they and the land around them is engulfed in flame. It's at this point you realize that there's someone standing next to you. What's your reaction to this? Oh, and just to be clear, standing next to you, not the child.
Oh, I see.
Not the child version of you. Someone stands. You realize that there has been someone standing next to you. You don't know for how long. You don't know if they just got there. You only realize their presence is there just now.
I immediately go into like a defensive position. And this is partly because like seeing the child version of me kind of made me feel vulnerable. So I think knowing that somebody else is there, I'm immediately like ready to fight.
It's strange. You felt so powerless a moment ago, but as you go into your defensive stance, whether you meant to or not, flame erupts from around your body, more powerful than you've ever felt it before. It terrifies almost you in that moment. But as always, you adapt to it. You shrug it off. More power is good, right?
Right.
Person that was next to you, you take them in for a moment. A tall woman, wearing what appears to be a mix of robes and armor, stands beside where you were standing, facing the scene. They haven't turned towards you. Her face is covered by a hanging cloth, and you feel an almost godly presence emitting from her. And for some reason, it feels familiar.
Yeah, I'll let my guard down a bit as I feel that familiarity. But I'll say, who are you?
She doesn't turn to face you. And when she speaks, it sends chills running through your body, almost as if you're in the face of a truly commanding presence. Although when she speaks, it doesn't feel as if she means that. It feels as if that's just natural. You were the first of your time. a special case. You were never meant to live the life you did. But when you reached out, it almost seemed as if you were reaching out to me. And I could not help myself. She kind of, you get a almost sorrow-filled vibe from what she speaks. She kind of tilts her head downwards.
So, I have you to thank for my powers.
This time, she turns and faces you. So if you're going to speak, you can continue.
No, I was just gonna say, my only question is, what is my purpose? You gave me a second chance, but for what?
For the same reason you were given when you were born. It's not something that I can chain you to. It's not something that I can force of you. Something by nature that I can only ask you. I would like you to be free. And to help others be as free as you. Do you have anything else you'd wish to say to her?
I just want to say thank you again. I'm glad that you answered when I reached out.
The land around you starts to blot out of existence again, the white approaching you from all sides around you. It's bright. Before it blots out everything, she says to you, can almost feel her smiling behind her mask. You're not alone. You're never alone. With that, you're plunged to bright white that fades eventually into a darkness. Alon. The sounds of the ocean fill your ears. You feel the rocking of the ship before your vision even allows you to fully process the scene around you. But you remember this. Your voyage to Velmora from your homeland, Talay. Moon shines brightly over your ship. And around you, a scarce amount of crew works through the night, keeping the ship on course, and the decks clean and organized.
Am I like the captain of the ship?
No,
Or I'm
simply a
just somebody
passenger.
Oh, okay. I know I've been here before, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
the scene around you is familiar.
Okay.
Although you're not quite certain the significance of this scene. You remember that your voyage to Velmora was relatively peaceful.
Okay. So I'm gonna look around, confused look on my face. And I'm gonna like I think my first impulse will be to speak to the singularity. I know that the voice that brought me back, he said, is different, but my instinct will be to speak to the singularity. And I'm just saying, not loudly, I'm just saying, why this moment? Why here?
There's almost a tugging back of your mind. It's drawing you to the side of the ship.
I'll walk towards the back of the ship. Slowly.
Sure. As you look out over the side of the ship, over the ocean, over the darkness of the sea, you see something is looking back at you. Almost like it's water spilling upwards. The darkness rises over the ship, or around the ship. The crew around you continues to work, oblivious to what's happening around them. For you, a monstrous silhouette manifests, clinging to the side of the ship, towering over you. You are not from this land, as am I.
Begone, monster.
You don't see it smirk. It's almost, you can feel it. Almost as it's burning into the back of your brain. Monster. How many will call me monster? Yeah.
Okay, my body's tensing up. And I'm like trying to map out in my mind already like how I might attack this thing.
It tilts its head a bit. Am I not familiar to you? As it raises its arms, and around it you'll see the same kind of energy that you can manifest with your powers build up around its arms, and the water in a wide circle around the ship will raise up into the air, almost into like a sphere above it, wrapping around the ship.
Singularity. Is that you?
Yes. That is one of the names that I go by. One that I would like you to take up as well. Continues to tower over you, putting its face right almost up to yours.
I feel no fear. Just a curiosity. I look at him directly, and I'll say, you know what I want. If you grant me the power to do that, my life is yours.
You can't see its face visibly, like grin into like a wicked glee, or like a wicked grin of glee, but you can hear its booming laughter echo throughout the night. It stops and points to the moon. Yes, our goals align. Destroy her, consume her, and it leans into you once again. Freedom. Its body kind of twists and contorts into a spiral around you. It wraps around your entire body before it almost like presses into your flesh and disappears inside of you.
Does it hurt?
No.
Okay.
It feels almost natural, soothing, like something that was missing has now been replaced. The scene around you fades out into white. And that white becomes darkness. And your body becomes heavy. As you open your eyes, all three of you, your bodies are sore. They're heavy. You can feel the hard, solid ground beneath you, and the smell of dust and stone instantly fills your nostrils. Flashes of the battle play through your mind again. The faces of the 5 that defeated you are burned into your memory. Casimir. The name of their leader almost seems to echo in the back of your mind. As you get up, and you take in the scenery around you, it seems almost contradictory to what you remember. You hear no sounds of fighting, no screams, no despair. Fighting has long fallen silent. The smoke and fires that were all around you have gone out. The only traces of them, ash, charcoal, upon the rooftops of the buildings within your sight. And while the destruction around you remains the only factor consistent with your memory, it almost seems aged and old. Moss and greens have taken over the toppled buildings. Grasses and weeds sprout from cracks in the ground. The kingdom is in ruin and in silence.
We see one another?
Yes. You look around you and you see your 2 other group mates. However, the other guardians that were around you are not. But what does remain around you? Sorry, I'm just trying to... What does remain around you are 4 blue spears. Familiar glow of blue energy reminds you, Alon and Jett, of the tree that you saw. Aside from that, what was a plaza around you is empty. There are no other figures, nothing else around you. Only the dust and destruction of the city of Belro.
I just look down. I just want to look at my hands, look at what I have on me. At this point, like, I can tell, right? Like, my sticks, my weapons are destroyed.
The weapons you used, specially made for you, to withstand the force of your power, and your armor, reduced to almost useless scraps. Your power as well feels weak within you. Something must have specifically happened to it.
I'll just say to Jett and to Harris, like, I'll just speak towards their general direction, and I'll say, Any idea why we're back?
Um, I'm kind of in shock, and I'm just frantically looking around. Um, get it. I'm just gonna start running down like one of the streets looking for anybody. It's more just in a panic more than anything. I'm still in like disbelief.
I'll yell off
yeah.
towards him. I'll just say, look around. It's too late. Everything's gone. Everyone's gone.
I'm not
Streets
listening.
are
I'm just
empty.
going.
The streets are empty. You
Oh,
do, however, see the result of war. There are skeletons, clothes, armor, rusted, torn, withered away. Almost none of what you see seems wearable or usable at this point. But you see the travesty that the battle has left in its wake.
in my shock, I'm just gonna like, I'm just gonna start like destroying shit. I'm just angry.
Yeah. Harris, Alon, Jett has ran all but out of sight at this point. You hear his frustration being vented, his shock, all of it. What are you guys feeling in this moment?
If I see like a helmet anywhere nearby on the ground, I'm gonna like kick it off into the distance in frustration and just yell out, "Ha ha ha!" And then I'm gonna fall to my knees.
It's not within your immediate 20 feet, but you do see bodies, like skeletons, off past that distance. Armored ones as well.
Okay, so I'll kick it. I'll yell out. I'll fall to my knees in defeat, and then I'll look to Harris, and I'll say, actually, I'll walk to Harris, and I'd like to give Harris a hug.
Harris?
We hug, and after a few moments, I say, I need to find my father. And I let go.
I don't think you're gonna have much luck, Harris. You're smarter than I am. It looks like a lot of time has passed since everything happened.
Harris, you were the first one to notice it, and you almost didn't. But as you were taking in your surroundings, you gotta look at the sky. It's bright out. It should be day. But what you see is the night sky. An open night sky. And right away, you realize that it's not the same night sky that you're familiar with. Harris, it is familiar in some sense to you. This night sky seems almost warped, wrapped around the city. You notice that it looks the same as the barrier would.
I'll just say to Harris, I think Jett could use some company. If you really want to search for your father, I think you shouldn't search for long, or don't spend too much time doing that, and we should meet back up here soon. But I'm gonna go look for Jett.
I understand. Even if he's not there, there's just something I just need to check.
I understand. I'll just walk through the streets until I find Jett. So yeah, when I see Jett, I'll like put my hand carefully on his shoulder, and I'll say a lot isn't clear to me right now, but we're here for a reason, and we're capable. We can do this, but I think only together.
I mean, what sort of team are we, really? We're supposed to stop this from happening. It's a whole city leveled. They're dead.
Right. Well, we need answers. Maybe there are other people, other cities out there that we need to protect and keep safe. Let's just let this be the fire in our hearts to prevent this from happening to anyone else.
I just need a moment.
I'm just here. I'm just like crying too. Because just looking around and seeing if I see like the remains of like any, like children or animals, that's what's really gonna set me off. But yeah, I'll just be like really emotional right now.
You do. They're not as common,
Okay.
but in the area that you are now, you do see the skeletons of what appear to be a few families, like laying out about with the skeletons of warriors from both cities. It's also even less common, but you do find the skeleton of an occasional animal.
Like a dog or something, maybe.
You see one skeleton of what appears to be a cat, but you see some birds as well.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just completely distraught, and like I'm trying to keep it cool, but I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely crying the whole time, like just tears streaming, but I'm not vocal. Can I look to see if I can find anything to use instead of my Kali sticks for now?
Yeah, sure. And that will bring us actually to something I meant to ask.
Okay.
So, I don't mean to interrupt this moment, but on the topic of looking for things, you've noticed that most of your items have been battered and torn, worn down with time. You've noticed that your bags of reasonably infinite storage have also not survived this battering as well, and have become somewhat damaged. Not enough to eliminate the bag's entire use, but you've lost some items within your inventory. You've lost some ability to hold items as well that you can visibly notice at a certain time. And while the city around you seems barren, you could probably find tools to replace the stuff that you lost. It's at this time that I'll ask each of you if there are certain prominent things that you wish to find, you wish to look for, you wish to keep an eye on it.
I think I just want to go back to the area that I was staying at in the kingdom.
Yeah.
I think I'm still like holding out, hoping that there's survivors or something.
Sorry, could you just repeat again where you wanted to go?
It was where I was staying within the kingdom. I think it was like the
Yeah.
lower class area.
Yeah, you can certainly go there. I'm gonna let you know though that it will take a considerable amount of time to get there.
That's okay.
If that matters to you. Okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Sure thing. I'll just move you here. This is the general location of where you were staying.
Yeah.
Can I just? I'm gonna follow him the whole time. Like I'm just, like, trying to be there. To be there for him.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna try and look for, like, as a secondary thing, any of my old puzzles if I come across my room, if it's still there.
So you're going to you're gonna head into the castle.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. Harris, as you climb the steps of the castle, you enter the huge, now ruined castle. Light peers in through holes in the ceiling, through the walls and places, illuminating what would be a dark series of rooms. You can see that the destruction inside the castle, or you can see the castle was not spared from destruction either. The floors, the walls, the items within the castle, all destroyed, all battered by time. You do remember the way back to the barrier room, where your room is located. Is that where you'd like to head?
Yeah.
All right. You head through the halls that you remember walking through with Ayara, my bad. So you come across the big doorway, the big entrance that you remember Ayara opening. You repeat the patterns that she used to draw herself, and you open the door. Below you, the pathways, the familiar darkness. You can see, however, through that darkness. You move through the hallways. You know the path through the maze, meant to confuse enemies, meant to trap them as well, should anyone ever break into the castle with the intent of destroying the barrier crystal. You can't help but make the connection here as well that someone must have had to pass through these halls to put down the barrier as well in the first place. You emerge from the hallway. A lot more intense than I thought it was. You emerged from the hallways into the barrier room. You are on the top floor. I believe that your father's office was on this floor.
Mhm.
This is a bit too intense. The smell is almost even more prominent here. It smells of dust and decay. The decay, although isn't the smell of rot, it's more of the smell of something old. You see long dried blots of blood on the walls, on the floors. You see the skeletons, and you see the more preserved uniforms that the barrier force would wear. I assume that now you would like to go to your father's office. Or were you heading straight to your room?
Yeah, I get distracted and I go to his office.
Sure. Strangely enough, I forgot to mention as you entered the barrier room, as there was no power to any of the other areas that you had to pass through here, you find it quite strange that the room is illuminated. You peer over the banister, I believe that's what it's called, or the guards, the railings preventing you from falling over the edge. You see on the bottom floor, you see the barrier crystal, but it does not look as it should. It's glowing with a strange energy. You recognize the colors, however. They seem similar to that of what the barrier looks to be as well right now, and of the place that you saw in your vision. It's emitting a beam of light towards the ceiling that disappears into the stone. In some way, the barrier crystal is functioning. However, there's nothing channeling magic into it. And you can tell that it's not working in the same way that it used to. Nevertheless, you enter your father's office. The room is a mess. Books strewn about, his desk split in two. You see a skeleton the opposite side of the room from the door. There are multiple blades strewn into the skeleton, even piercing into the wall, almost keeping the body held up. You recognize the clothes as your father's.
I think from that point I've seen enough. So I walk back out. And when I notice the crystal, does it look like it's been tampered with or it's just weakened?
It looks like it's been tampered with. There's something very strange going on with it. It should not look like that.
Do I have the knowledge to kind of know like, remotely what happened to it?
Just a quick second. From your point of view, it sort of looks like this. Strange energy warping around it. You were not ever in charge of the barrier crystal in any way. You would not know the precise magic that it operates on. However, the concept of it is fairly simple. Quotation marks. It would be powered by pseudo clerics channeling their mana into it at all times. The crystal itself nearly only acted as a catalyst to cast a spell over the entire city, meaning it has no magic of its own. So currently something is powering it. That you know. And you know that if two different streams of magic were to be streamed into the same catalyst, the catalyst were not fortified enough, that catalyst would in turn self-destruct.
I think, yeah, without causing further damage, I don't want to try to attempt to fix it. Do I notice anything around the room that's could potentially be giving it magic?
Nothing specific to what you asked. However, you do see kind of almost as if they were tossed or like thrown around the room. You see the remains and also whole mana crystals. You recognize these as tools that pseudo clerics would use to
Wait.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah. Sorry about that. So where were we? Let's see. So yes, you look about the room and you don't notice anything specifically in there that could be powering the crystal. However, you do notice thrown about on the floor, scattered, smashed, and some in fine condition, mana crystals, which you recognize as tools the pseudo-clerics would use to help them channel mana into the mana crystal. They themselves are also catalysts. However, they're more rejuvenation tools than they are the same as the barrier crystal. Their specific uses, I just will repeat and kind of condense this information. They were used by pseudo clerics to, if they were in training, to cast or to channel the spell for them so they could ease into doing it themselves, or they would use them to refresh themselves to channel them. If you were to use this on yourself, you are certain that it could be used to replenish magical properties within you. In meta terms, one of these mana crystals could be used to recharge a used spell slot.
I'll pick up the pristine one.
Yeah, there are 2 on the floor that are still in usable condition.
I'll pick up both if I can carry it.
Yeah, of course. They're not very big. They're about like size of your. They could fit reasonably well in your palm.
And how big is the barrier crystal actually?
The barrier crystal itself is giant.
Giant.
Yeah. It itself is maybe about 15-20 feet tall from like a rough estimation. About just as wide as well. Floats in the middle of a... Actually, no, I do have the exact size. It is, it takes up a 25 by 25 space. By 30, let's say, tall. It is huge item. Sure.
I want to leave the room and find my room.
Of course. Your room is on the same level, and it's not very far away from your father's office.
Again, I'm looking for a puzzle. It keeps me comfort, and if there are any like of my old training weapons and useful books that I can bring.
Sure. Could you give me an investigation roll here then? Okay.
4.
All right then. You do enter your room as well. You don't see anything notably as you walk from your father's office to your room. When you open the door to your room, the damage to yours is not as bad as father's, but you are startled by the sight of a skeleton in the center of your room with a blade pierced down through it into the floor as well, same as the ones from your father's office. You recognize the clothes on this skeleton as Ayara's. You see her glasses as well, broken, snapped in 2 on the floor, beside her skull. There was not much of a fight here, so your room was not as damaged. There was most of your puzzles are in good condition on your desk. Your books as well. Almost none were touched.
Yeah, sorry. There's that book, The Alchemist Prose. Is it there?
Yes, actually you keep that book on you.
Oh, okay.
As it's forbidden, and if it were to be found in your room, you would be in great trouble. So you keep it on you.
Okay. Then I'll take a puzzle and I'll make my leave and try to find Jett and Alon again.
Sure. You take one of your puzzles and you leave your room and head back through the maze into the castle. at this point, we'll go back to Jett and Alon. At this point, well, let's say a lot of time has passed, and you're in the low residential zone, Jett, where you have housed yourself within the city.
Mhm. Yeah, I think I want to look through the rubble and try to find any remnants of people living here, because I got a bit close to these people.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, sorry. While he's doing that, can I just be like even the whole time we're walking, I'll just like yell out, "Is anyone there? Is anyone there?"
Yeah. The sounds, Jett, of you digging through rubble, shifting aside. Alon, your voice echoes throughout the city as well. You don't get a response, Alon, and the noises that both of you create and generate sort of just echo in throughout the empty city. Jett, well, as you move through the rubble and stuff, you've noticed before you even started that you see clothes that are familiar to you, tatters of them at least. You see skeletons all around here as well. You see many more than you did in the other areas, as the low wealth residential area is a bit more condensed.
Yeah, I guess I'll kneel down and just take a moment. Yeah. That's it. I just want to take just a moment to take it in.
I'll like kneel down next to him on one knee, and I'll just say, "We should be getting back to Harris." I said we'd meet them back at the city center.
Okay. I'll stand up.
It looks like time has decayed this place to a great degree. Any idea how long it's been, maybe, from what you can see?
Can I actually roll for that? Is that like investigation?
I'm gonna do something unheard of. I'm gonna do something illegal. I'm gonna actually ask you to make 2 rolls here.
Okay.
I'm gonna make yes, but you're gonna assist in a different way.
Okay.
Jett, I want you to make an investigation and a survival check. Alon, I want you to make a history and a medicine check.
$17 on history, 7 on medicine.
Sure. Okay. So, you know a lot of time has passed. You don't know exactly how long it specifically takes for a body to decay, but you know enough time has passed for the flesh to not even be a factor in smell or in, like, on the bone even. All that remains, even if it was the dust and the maybe skin sinew from the person that once was. It's difficult for you to kind of grasp a picture if it all happened naturally. But as you see, there there are some skeletons that have been damaged through like weaponry, mainly the soldiers. But you see that some civilians also have parts of their rib cage and stuff snapped off, maybe where a sword or a blunt object connected. The rust on the armors and the battered state that the clothes and everything are in allude you to believe that at least 100 years have passed.
Sheesh.
Yeah. Aside from that, was I think I mentioned it briefly, the emergence of grasses, mosses, other greenery throughout the city as well. So you're dealing with at least 100 years. The thought of those things alludes to a greater amount of time as well. Greater than 100.
I always thought I hit middle age around 13.
Anyways.
I suppose I did, but here we are again, 100-something odd years old. Feels kind of strange, hey Jett?
Not really in the mood for your jokes right now.
I understand. Oh, look at these. Maybe I can use these for now while I find a way to fix my Cali sticks. What did I find?
Oh, sorry, your role was, you wanted to assist, so your role was also
Yeah. Sorry. No,
scouring the
no,
bodies.
but I do want to. Sorry, I didn't even.
Yeah, of course.
I want to find.
I
something.
also, I'm also just gonna ask again, because I asked them and I didn't even bother getting your responses. Stuff that you're like specifically looking for.
I just want something to use instead of Cali sticks for now.
Okay, so just any general weapon.
Well, I don't want a sword. I don't want a blade. I want something blunt.
You want something blunt? Okay.
Yeah. And light.
Jett. Is there anything?
Like a long chain.
Long chain. Alright. Okay, cool. Let me know as well if at times during this that you get like brief inspiration that you want to add something that's, or you want to let me know that you're looking for something specifically. Remember anytime that it pops up. I'm gonna, I guess I'll say this now. So you're leaving the residential area, correct? You're heading back to the castle?
Yeah.
Okay. So you two, if not all of you, have discovered by now that this barren, ruined city basically lays bare before you. There are many things you could do here. That is up for you to decide among yourselves, whether you wish to discuss that or to move out to the places that you want to go based on what you decide is most interesting. I've also added in this little note here, be wary, however, you may find that you're not ready for some places. However, again, how you decide to react to that information, if it's given to you in the face, is up to you. Will never flat out say it's too dangerous to go here.
Okay.
Unless it's in your face in the world.
I see.
Am I met up back with the other two?
You've emerged from the hallways into the castle. They still have a few hours to go before they return to the castle at this point.
Sure.
How you want to spend that time is up to you.
I'll just go around the castle, seeing if there are any clues to the breach.
Breach. Yeah. Looking around the castle, you see the skeletons of guards in their armor. The damage they've taken from the battle that felled them. It's odd, as some of the guards appear to have been sliced cleanly through, while others are almost shattered, like they've been hit with a blunt object. You don't see bodies or your armor from Amaran forces. You do remember a brief aside back from before you were plunged into darkness by Casimir. And that one of the 5 asked a younger boy have he succeeded in taking down the barrier. That boy was a swordsman. So that aligns with at least the damage that you see here. And even in the barrier room itself. How he managed to move through the castle into the barrier room is still unknown to you. Okay. Then there's nothing else you wish to do in this time frame, I can speed it up a bit. As Jett and Alon, you walk up the steps into the castle, you see Harris. You see Harris and you join him in the main lobby of the castle. Or the main kind of entrance area. So, from here on, where would you guys like to go? I'm going to be leaving this mostly up to you guys to decide from here on out. I'll try to guide you in places where I can. And I can remind you of goals that you would have or goals that you do have, per se, if you would like me to.
I think I'll start off by telling what I found about the barrier crystal.
Sure. Yeah.
Say I think I have a clue about what happened here. There was another magic that tampered with the barrier crystal, which caused the breach. I think together we could find out what happened here, if you guys still care.
Did you find any clues as to who it might be?
Well, the magic looked like it looked nebulous, full of colors.
So good. I gotta write that down.
Is this something any of you are familiar with?
Actually, I should also specify, it almost looks like the magic Casimir was casting.
Almost?
Yeah, I think I made a note of it in the, it's almost not exactly the same, but it is strikingly similar to the way that his magic looked. And I think I made a note of it in last session. If I didn't, I meant to, and I apologize. His magic, when he casted it, looked like standard spells a wizard would know. However, they were incredibly powerful, much more so than the average wizard. And they were strangely colored. They strikingly similar to what Harris is mentioning right now. And all who saw him cast magic would be well aware of the striking similarity.
But also, Does it look like the sky and like the
Yes.
visions that we've been seeing? So yeah, I think that's trying to allude to.
Yeah.
I know it's something I've seen in my visions. I just don't know where it's from.
Okay. We need more clues then. Where should we go?
Well, I certainly feel a lot less effective than I used to be.
Yeah.
I feel like my magic is gone. If it's been 100 years, and nobody has come here to take over this area, like they've just left it in ruins. I think that's important. Why didn't the Amarans take over? Why didn't they take this land? Why did they leave it? It's a lot of land. Maybe we should go there.
Okay. It's something. They might not be around either, to be honest.
Maybe they're descendants. I think regardless, wherever we go, if that is where we're going, we should conceal our identities in case anybody does remember us.
I don't know if anybody that knows us is still alive.
I know.
But you're right, maybe we should be cautious. I just want answers.
I want blood.
Do we... I guess we don't have a map on us, but we have a pretty, decent understanding of the
Geography.
empire. Like the
The
kingdoms.
sorry of Velmora.
Yes, yeah.
You have
Generally, at least.
you have a general kind of understanding of where things are, but it's more so of like, I know it's in this direction.
Right.
If you were to travel in a straight line, you would roll a d20, and based on that, you could make it.
Right.
I don't mean that as like a meta term. I mean that like as just I'm trying my best to describe how you would travel there. You
Yeah.
don't know exact ways to travel there. Not you, at least, specifically. Harris has a pretty good idea of where things are. But yes, you have traveled outside of the Kingdom of Belro into other territories and kingdoms in the past. So you know generally the directions of each kingdom. Or most kingdoms.
Is it worth looking into that crystal a bit more before we go, Harris?
Yeah, I know that something is still feeding it energy, but I could not sense what it was, nor see it.
Okay. And we didn't see like any horses or anything. Like everything was just dead.
No animals.
Right? Yeah. Perhaps we can find some deer in the forest. No, actually, I don't know because we're gonna go on foot for a long time.
Right.
Are there any
I'm sort of hoping we run into somebody
scavengers?
that could
Yeah.
help us,
Yeah,
or
dire wolves. That would be cool. Or something like that.
horses with armor that are very friendly to strangers.
Yeah. They give advantage on animal
Big
handling or
unicorns, all geared up for battle,
something. Yeah.
A
with
horse
food and
named
magic weapons laid out in front of them.
the horse's name is Jetmobile. Yeah.
Okay. So I do you think, Harris, there's any way you might be able to restore our powers? Because I don't know how effective I can be in combat in my current state.
Sorry. So you have your powers. You're just depleted.
I don't know. I just
You can,
don't-
sorry,
Yeah.
you can feel your powers within you,
Yeah.
but your strength has heavily waned, very heavily waned. All of you, in fact, feel the same way.
There's a bunch of mana crystals downstairs.
That sounds excellent. Do we just like crush them up and like what do we do with those? Yeah.
They just kind
like
of
Rick and Morty.
deplete. Sorry, this is
I
for
feel
Harris's
alive.
information. This is for Harris's information. When you will the it's like channeling magic, right? When you're holding on to it, it can act as your own. So you kind of would just will it like into you, and it would deplete like a battery, and you can visibly see it like depleting. The other two don't know this. You do. I forgot to tell you. This is how that they are used.
Like how many are we talking when you say a
I
lot?
think I'll lead you guys there, and you could see the barrier crystal as well for yourself.
Okay.
Okay.
That's where you're going.
Yeah.
Okay. How are you guys going there? Just straight there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stealthily.
You're gonna
Cautiously.
stealth? Give me a stealth roll then.
No
All
idea.
of you.
No idea why you asked that. So.
Oh no, I'm just curious.
Okay.
I don't know if you like want to
11.
rush there, or if you want to like I don't know. Just,
Well, I'm really stealthy.
Last
You're
one's
really-
there is a
you're
running.
really stealthy. You're so stealthy you hide from your allies.
Harris, where'd you go? Supposed to lead us.
You'd never be too sure.
No, I was just curious if you guys wanted to like, because what I did before was that if you wanted to like go off topic, like you said that I made a mistake, but you said that like sure you'd get distracted and go into your father's office. So I was wondering if anything like that, but yeah, I just wanted to clarify because I didn't want to take the reins. But if you guys are going straight there, that is a-okay.
What color are the crystals?
They look like when they're depleted, they look like quartz, and when they're full, they almost shine like a. They almost have like a kind of like. It looks kind of like milk. It doesn't move. It doesn't have the same texture and viscosity of milk, but it's the same kind of color within it, and it glows faintly. Milk crystal.
Oh, crystal sounds delicious.
It doesn't like move
Sounds like
around. It
candy.
doesn't like slosh around in the crystal if you twist it like that.
It's like a
It just
magic-
kind of like stops glowing and like depletes from the outside in.
sounds like the kind of dice that I want. The swirls on the inside.
Milk.
Okay. Can I just start like? I'll ask Harris. Can I just start like shoveling these into my pockets, or should I wear gloves? What is this like? How do I?
They're safe to carry,
Okay.
and you use them like this, as I demonstrate. Yeah. Use one.
You're gonna demonstrate how to use it? Okay. You feel the magic kind of run through your hand. You know what? I'll let it slide this time because it could make sense from a lore perspective. So, overcharging is a thing. So for like the meta, you have all your spell slots and stuff already. and all your abilities, so it would technically count as an overcharge.
Just explodes.
However, yeah, he just fucking loses his arm, his
Implodes.
hand blows up. You guys are like exhausted.
I'll show you.
So yeah, you're exhausted. You've just woke up. Your bodies are like heavy. You're sore. Obviously, you've just been through a battle. Like a lot of time has passed, but you don't know how you've like passed that time. But to you, it's been only like a moment, and it seems for your body as well, it's been only moments. So when you demonstrate, when you charge, you don't feel your powers grow in potency, but you feel some of your own like natural strength return as the crystal depletes. You're definitely in better condition than you were 5 seconds ago. But that did drain the crystal, and so you now hold what basically looks like an empty quartz crystal in your hand.
I'll grab one, and I'll like.
Just to make it clear, he only had 2.
Oh, I thought there was like a lot.
I thought there's like broken ones. Can I use that? Oh, just like
That's not something that you would know.
the shards.
Yeah, you wouldn't. You're not certain how that would play out. You could certainly try it, as you can all things, but your character doesn't know how using a broken mana crystal would turn out.
Can I roll for Arcana, just to like, if I recognize
Yeah, of
crystals
course.
and how they work or whatever?
Sure. Yeah. So, Harris. Yeah. There are a lot, and you know that there are a lot because they have to use them a lot with the pseudo clerics to charge the barrier. You only, from just the scene that we were in, you only picked up the 2 that you could from your father's office. I didn't know that you wanted to grab more, but there were 2 that were in like good condition, perfect condition to use. So I gave you those. But yeah, if you would like to get more, a lot of them exist. So you just have to find them. Arcana check. 12. You've seen them before, so you know how they generally work.
Mhm.
But you've even used them yourself on missions to
Yeah.
recharge your strength. So you wouldn't have needed demonstration. But aside from that, you know about as much as Harris.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll grab a bunch of the shards. He said, or Harris said that there was a lot, and to me, they just look like they're a lot. I don't know that they're not like effective as shards. Or
Yeah,
if they
sorry.
are
When you
not.
guys get to the barrier room, yeah, you can keep an eye out for them and grab them. Sorry, I figured we were still like on the way there, and where this conversation was taking place.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I'll move you guys to the barrier room at this point. Then, where's? Yep. Okay. So, yeah, there's really no need to describe it again. Harris went through it already. He takes you through. I actually don't know if you would even close the door coming out. So you head through the door and you navigate through the hallway. To the other 2, it's pitch black. So, I'm not gonna make you fuck around with this. You hold on to Harris as you go through, as Harris navigates you through, and you emerge into the barrier room.
A little light, Jett. Can you do anything?
Oh yeah, we could have a conversation. Yeah, you guys can RP in the hallways if you'd like. I kind of just skimmed through it, but yeah, we can go back.
No, it's okay.
Okay. So then you do emerge into the barrier room. Harris, nothing's changed. You 2 see the room spanned out. You've never been here before. Although it is a sight, very vast, very great open room. You see a beam of light, that kind of nebulous energy. Stole your term. Deal with it, AJ. A beam of nebulous light reaching from the center of the room into the ceiling and almost disappears into the stone. Yeah.
this safe to touch? I'll say as I walk towards it.
So the floor that you're on is the first floor, which is, it's like the whole kind of room is like a cylinder. And the first floor that you're on is the highest floor. Think of it like Aberdeen when you have those like floors in that main kind of venue area. And there's that huge, big open space.
Ah, yes, Aberdeen.
Like a stadium.
Aberdeen. Sorry, I'm saying that to you as players. I just want to make sure I describe it well. I guess it seems like I haven't been doing that so far. The second floor looks exactly like the first floor, it's just below it. The ground floor is just the ground floor, right? That's where the barrier crystal is. That's where the pedestals for the pseudo-clerics are to channel their mana into it. First and second floor are basically offices and training rooms and just rooms, as Harris lived here for some time. Yeah. So aside from just the general kind of structure of the room, yeah, the two of you, Alon and Jett, you look around the room itself and you see the skeletons and the death that took place here. You also see, as you walk about, shattered, depleted mana crystals, as well as charged, shattered mana crystals on the floor. If you guys would like to roll investigation, you can see if you find among the dead and the destruction, you find any usable mana crystals. If you'd also like to just take any of the shattered ones as well, you can try. Yeah, if you can take shattered ones as well. Okay, so you pick up enough shattered crystals. I'll give you 15 shattered crystals. They're not huge. They're not very big. You could hold about 15 in like your hands cupped like that, like this. But Alon, anyways, you are able to find a couple of charged, good condition crystals. Jett, you're able to find 4.
Cool.
4?
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, how many
Jett
did I
finds
get?
4, you find 2.
Oh.
But you also have the 15 shards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry, that investigation roll went out to everybody as well. Yeah. So you can take charge from here, guys. If you need me to sort of refresh anything or to chime in,
I'm gonna start
Just
using
wonder-
it.
you're gonna start using it?
Yeah, Harris like this.
The fully charged one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just hold tight.
You concentrate for a moment, and the crystal begins to deplete itself, and you feel your natural energy begin to return to yourself. Again, just like with Harris, you don't feel your energy, your strength grow in potency. It just becomes rejuvenated. You feel good again. However, your connection to your power still feels weak.
I kind of want to investigate the barrier crystal.
Of course, sure. You gonna move to the ground floor then?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Are you going alone, or are you gonna say anything, or?
Yeah, I'll just I'm gonna check out the barrier crystal, then I'll head down.
I'll follow.
So Alon and Harris, or not Alon, Jett and Harris are going to the ground floor.
Alon, you coming?
Sorry, I had to mute it. Yes.
All right. Three of you emerge on the ground floor. The huge barrier crystal in all of its glory in the center of the room, glowing brightly, with that strange astrological energy. I don't know if that's the right term or not. I didn't want to use nebulous again. Yeah. You see around you, you see corpses, of course, again. You see 12 in total. Their clothes, Harris, you recognize as the main barrier force. These are the pseudo-clerics, pseudo-priests, pseudo-clerics who would channel their energy into the barrier crystal.
It'd be horrible if these bodies came back to life.
They have long since decayed to the point where only their bones remain. Some of them aren't even fully intact anymore. You can see some have been... A couple have their heads completely smashed into pieces, while others are sliced in half. Some have been stabbed through.
I want to tell them that, you know, this place is a labyrinth. No one can just infiltrate here without any inside info.
So there was an insider.
It's my theory.
Somebody betrayed our people.
I kind of want to like investigate, or I'm trying to like sense if I could get any clue of where the magic that's powering the crystal is still is coming from.
Yeah. I am not even going to make you roll. It's obvious to all of you when you get within proximity of the crystal here, as you approach it. There's no stream of magic coming from anywhere else. The magic is coming from within the crystal. This is bamboozling for you, Harris. As you, from what you know, that is physically impossible. This is not the kind of crystal that can store or generate magic.
Okay, so they've reworked this thing. Oh, sorry, I wouldn't know.
You can discuss it, certainly, as if you think that.
Harris, is there anything that we can do with this to help us?
This is foreign magic. All I know is if we try to combine two magics at once with the crystal, it'll implode on itself.
But it looks like it's being used for something right now, right? Like that stuff is flowing, right? That energy. Let's let it implode then. If it's, my point is, if it's being used by them, by the Amarans, then let's fuck them up. Let's destroy this thing.
I have not channeled any energy into this crystal before. I don't think we'll survive.
I'm not sure why we are even here. I don't have my powers anymore. They're clearly using this thing. We can leave it as it is and let them channel it and get out of here. And I don't know, I just feel powerless at the moment. I feel like if we have an opportunity to take away this as the like a power source or whatever they're using it as, then
How are you so sure that they're using this?
well, there's something. There's that nebulous energy that we saw read with Casimir. We see that these pseudo clerics were clearly slain. It looks like they're using it to their advantage. We saw the barrier that was around the city is what the sky looks like now. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, Harris would know more than I would. It just looks suspicious. I can throw my Cali sticks at it, but I mean, I'm not. I don't have. I can't do anything. I'm very frustrated internally. Like, I'm very frustrated. I'm not saying it, but I'm letting it show, I guess, through my discourse.
I just wanted clues or answers. I trust Harris. I don't think it's safe for us to mess with it.
Unless you're prepared to die.
Jokes aside, whatever brought us back had the power to bring us back. And if this kills us, but we were important enough to bring back, they'll bring us back again, right? Is that how that works? I say it kind of like almost
pretty big
sarcastic.
assumption.
Yeah, like I'm almost sarcastic. I'm like,
Alright,
I think
convinced me.
yeah, my point is like, I say
I think
Jett's
I'm
walking
done
away.
here.
No, just say like, and at this point, like, I'll start tearing up, and I'm not like smiling sarcastically anymore, but I'm like, it's been 100 years, Jett, Harris, like, Luna might be gone, just with the passing of time, and if she is, I have no reason to be here. I just don't care anymore. If you can tell me how to destroy this thing, Harris, you guys can leave, and I'll just destroy it on my own. And if whatever brought us back feels like we're important enough to bring back, or I'm important enough to bring back, then they'll do it again. But I don't have my powers. Luna's probably dead. So I just don't care anymore.
Sorry, just going out of character. So you don't have anything like a level 1 spell?
I have like
Anything that can...
my class abilities, like
Yeah.
I can, but no, I don't even have like my gravity stuff. I can revive, like, no, I can hide myself, and I can redirect a ranged attack if it misses. Like, I can try again. That's all I have.
Same with you.
I have a lot of spells still.
Oh, you do?
I mean, like level 1. I have my cantrips and then my level 1 spells.
Not favoritism, I swear.
Yeah, yeah.
I definitely don't like Marco's character more than...
Then, okay, I'll say this in character then.
Oh,
Well,
sorry, before you do, there is one other thing that I forgot to mention. Pretty important thing as well. It kind of looks like bad now, but the pedestals are also not here for no reason. The pseudo clerics would be on the pedestals when they were channeling magic. It helps you control your magic, since they spend hours upon hours channeling their magic. If your concentration slips for even a moment, the stream is lost. So these pedestals help that channel go to keep going, to continue.
So these circles around, they're not the pedestals, they're just...
These are the pedestals.
Okay. Yeah, I was just gonna tell them, well, Alon, if you insist on doing something, get on a pedestal and channel whatever energy you have, whatever magic you have, into this crystal. You too, Jett.
I'm still not convinced this is worth it.
Harris, do you have any idea? Like, we know that that barrier was used to protect us, right? We don't know what's happened in 100 years. Is there any reason that they might put the barrier over sky, or like between us and the sky?
Alon, Jett. It's not something visibly speaking to you right now, but you remember the words you heard at the tree.
What was it again?
Free yourselves, then we will speak.
Free ourselves. Jett. Jett. What does free yourselves mean to you? Whatever brought us back said that to me.
I heard it too.
So did I.
Okay.
That tells me we are maybe trapped, or
Okay.
something is in control of us.
Well, yeah, something brought us back. I'm gonna like, my immediate like impulse is like, oh, the singularity is like, you know, kind of controlling me. But I'm not gonna tell them that. I'm gonna say, is it possible, Harris, that something is keeping us trapped with this crystal, or that? Oh. So nobody's gone into this city in 100 years, right? There's no evidence of anybody ever having come here. The Amarans defeated us, but didn't come here and take over the land. Can they like we used this barrier to keep us safe before? Can we is it possible that they changed that and are using it to keep us in?
Makes sense.
It's a theory.
So is there any way we can destroy this crystal without killing ourselves? Do you have like a time fire spell, Jett? Like a time delayed fire spell?
I don't think I have that option.
I'm fire sounds cool as fuck, though. I'm kind of disappointed I didn't think of something like that.
What if we left? Are these shards like explosive? Can we leave a trail of shards and then you just light them up and then it'll destroy once it gets you?
Again, Harris, or either any of you guys don't know how shattered crystals would work.
Oh, okay. Can we try blowing a couple up and see if they react that way? We can leave like a fuse, essentially. I think this is more me and as a player talking. Because I had a completely different
We're just like looking at you as you ramble on about some crazy shit.
yeah. Conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, we haven't tried to leave, really, Kingdom. So we don't know if there is something keeping us in. But you're right. There's something in the barriers, or there's something up there that's like the. So maybe.
Harris, if you is there any sort of thing you can channel into to see if you can, or to see what's going on here with the crystal? Are you able to?
The best I can do is
You're familiar enough with process that you think you could pull it off, but yeah, the logistics of it, you know the theory, you don't know the logistics.
the best I can do is focus my magic. Even so, I'm only one of 12.
They used to call us the Guardians of Belro. I'm gonna stand on one of the pedestals and see if I feel any different.
It's just now you're just a dude with broken Kali sticks.
Exactly.
You instantly explode
Seriously.
with power.
Oh, okay.
No, well, close, honestly. You step on the platform and you feel a sort of calming energy, or not energy, but a calming wave pass over you.
Do I have my spells back? If not, I'm just gonna. Like,
Yeah.
Can they see? Like, is there like an energy or something?
No, there's no energy around
Okay.
you. It's something that you feel. You do feel your concentration being heightened, though.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say this in meta. While on a platform, you get +2 to any check you make.
Hey guys, I feel something up here.
I will also go and stand on the platform.
It doesn't increase, however, the potency of your power that you noticed as well. You just feel your concentration heighten. Feels like you could cast, if you had the power to, any of your old spells with ease. Jett, this is even more prominent with you. Yeah, when you stand on the platforms, however, those of you with mana crystals, which I guess at this point is all of you, the mana crystals themselves begin to glow. Alon, the ones you have that are shattered, well, I guess they'd be in your bag, so you wouldn't notice, but they begin to vibrate, the ones that are shattered.
Or you'd hear it. If they're
Yeah,
all
you
like,
hear some tinkling coming from your bag.
Oh yeah, you said they were like a catalyst to help.
They are similar in theory to the barrier crystal. Yes, I would say that.
Jett, Harris, I'm vibrating.
It's not like a.
Yeah.
But you can hear the tinkling of the crystals that they kind of like
I'm tinkling, guys.
ding, 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 as they kind of hit each other as they vibrate.
The shards are shaking. They're
Can I
doing the
hold one up?
reacting.
Can I hold the one in my pack out
Yeah.
in front? See what happens.
Yeah, as you hold it, you're holding it ahead of you like this towards the
Yeah.
crystal. Yeah, it almost feels like it's pulling your arm towards the barrier crystal. The light almost seems to point towards the barrier crystal, like it wants to leave the mana crystal.
I'll hold one up.
I'll hold 2 up.
The same reaction from all of you. The only thing you're missing is initiation. To rejuvenate yourself to use a mana crystal, all you had to do was will its activation.
What are we supposed to do, Harris?
Oh, sorry. I tried to make it as obvious as I could while also sounding like a cryptic dungeon master. You just need to will the crystal to activate.
But we
They
wouldn't know
activate
that, right?
upon will. No, you wouldn't.
Oh, okay.
This is just the most basic activation of the crystal.
Okay.
At least Jett and Harris would know this.
Just
Why wouldn't
use
I know
it.
this?
Just
I don't know why you wouldn't notice.
I
You probably
taught
used
you how.
these on a mission before.
Oh.
I've taught you how. Just use it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's also you would know, but it's like one of those things where it's like teaching to ride a bicycle, right? It's hard to say it, and when you do find a way to say it, it kind of just sounds like, well, just pedal, bro.
Okay.
Right.
It's kind of just like that. It's one of
Yeah.
those intuition kind of things.
And side characters don't know how to use mana crystals.
What do you mean side characters don't know how to use mana
Huh?
crystals?
I don't know. That's all I'm saying.
What are you saying?
Okay. So I activate mine.
I do too.
If Captain Planet pops out of that thing, I'm gonna be pretty excited.
Really?
So, it's me, Captain Planet.
Uh,
I don't know how he sounds. Okay, so the three of you are then gonna channel the energy from the crystal into the barrier crystal.
Yeah.
All right. Beams of light, not intense light, shoot from the crystal that you hold in your palm towards the barrier crystal. You can feel it pulling not just the mana crystal's own magic, but parts of your own are getting intertwined as well. It doesn't pull enough to deplete you of any of your magic resources, but you can feel the power of the magic coursing through the barrier crystal as well. As you channel this magic, the light grows inside the barrier crystal, and you begin to see cracks form in the crystal itself. Energy begins to sort of jettison from these cracks and around the crystal until it reaches its breaking point. The light from the mana crystals almost snaps. The crystals fly from your hands depleted. The pedestals below you almost pulse and short circuit from the reverb. The crystal shatters into large pieces. And before they hit the ground, they stop moving entirely, almost freezing in place. Where the core of the crystal was, hovers in the air, that nebulous energy in the shape of almost a wisp. And almost instantly, it shoots like tendrils into the pieces of the crystal that hover, and it pulls them towards its body as it kind of twists and envelops itself and forms a shade-like creature.
Oh shit. Boss fight.
Yeah.
That's badass. You drew that?
Yes.
That's pretty
Oh
awesome,
my
man.
God. It's the nebulous monster.
It's pretty cool.
If the three of you could roll initiative, we can start this battle.
Oh, sorry, I didn't click that.
You have a broken calisthenics.
I know.
Sorry, I didn't click.
Cool.
I clicked my thing. Didn't work.
I
Maybe it's because you rolled at the exact same time as Harris. Maybe the program didn't pick it up.
Should I roll again?
Yeah, you guys can roll again if you want to. Or if you really want to use the number that you...
no, it's okay.
As the creature emerges from over the pedestal, it slams a chunk of the crystal into the ground. It almost resembles a hand or a gauntlet-like shape. It faces towards you, Harris, almost instantly. You feel fear and familiarity work itself inside of you. Feels like magic you've felt before. Turn this music down. What?
Can I yell out to Jett?
Yeah, you can.
Jett, I'm just gonna try to support you here. I think you're gonna be much more useful here than I can.
Huh? You take the lead? Okay.
No, seriously. That's what I said. You seriously didn't hear me?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
It's just because it didn't sound like you yelled.
Jett! Just gonna back you up.
Before we start the first round of combat, though, or kind of like move on with it, you no longer feel the calming, concentration heightening effect for the pedestals you stand on. And you look down upon them, they look visibly damaged.
On just the one we're standing on?
Just the one that you're standing on. I do have a way to like signify this. It's not great, but I have to wait until your characters move before I put it on, or it's gonna mess a lot of things up. Okay. So Alon, you are the first to make a move on this button. Jeez, this is loud. Okay, you're the first to make a move.
Okay, I'm gonna run towards the thing. We're obviously looking at this as a threat, so I'm gonna run in. Oh shoot, I don't know if I can make it. Wait, I'm looking at my speed. 30. So it's looking at Harris though right now?
Yeah, it's focused entirely on Harris.
Okay. So I'm just gonna run in. I'm gonna dash. Ah, shoot. It's tough. Okay, I'm just gonna move in as far as I can get. Which is 30. You know what? No, I'll dash to it.
Okay.
And I've dashed, so I can't do anything, but I'm just trying to keep it engaged so that Jett can do his thing, or I can keep it off of.
It does. This area here is an elevated platform. It's not that high up. It's about 5 feet
Okay.
elevated up.
So with my dash, I can still make it to it.
You can still climb it with your dash. I'm just letting you guys know
Cool.
before we progress further.
Okay. I'm done.
Yep. Okay. Jett.
What's it called? I'm just gonna use a burning missile.
Sure. Yep.
Right. Sorry, DM.
What's up?
Can I just ask, how damaged are my Cali 6? Like, are they, like, broken in half kind of thing? Or are they, like...
Yes,
Are they usable at all?
in some way. You can use them as a weapon. I did set them up so you can use them as a weapon. However, they have been,
Nerf?
yeah, very, even as like what they did before, as little as you would consider it, they do even they've nerfed. It's basically like an improvised weapon, almost.
No problem.
Yeah.
Does that hit?
Yeah, it does hit.
Okay.
Just make the rolls.
7.
Cool. Yeah, sure. Just make the 2 other rolls right as well. It works like magic missiles.
Gotcha.
Oh!
Or am I doing it wrong?
No. I forgot the way I set this up. Don't worry about it. Okay. Okay, so 3, 4, and 2. Okay, yeah. So you launch your 3 flaming missiles at the shade. They seem to plunge into its body, almost creating a little bit of like a flare, like a splash of different colors, magic, of energy, as your missiles disappear into its body. It doesn't look as though it did a lot of damage, but upon contact with your magic, it immediately shifts its focus from Harris towards you.
Can I also use my movement action to go into this platform?
Yes, you may.
Yeah.
Okay, now I will signify that this... Where is it? There it is. I will now signify that this pedestal is damaged.
It's damaged.
Oh, I can... Forgot to do that. This one as well. Doesn't line up exactly, but... That's good enough. Is that where you'll end your turn?
Yes.
Okay, Harris. Turn goes to you.
Okay. I'll get down from my pedestal, but I also want to look for other mana crystals around me.
Yeah, sure. Give me an investigation check just because it's in the middle of combat. Yeah, there. You can even see them glimmering from all corners of the room. You do see the glimmer of mana crystals. Currently around you, there's one here beside the pedestal, and there's another one beside the other pedestal.
I'm gonna head to grab the mana crystal.
Yep.
Hop onto the pedestal and then try to activate it again.
Of course.
With the
Did you
focus
say
of not
quartz?
using it, but like
I said, of course.
yeah,
Yeah.
towards the
You-
thing.
Yeah, you feel the same flow of energy as you did when you first channeled the mana while the crystal was intact. Light shoots from the mana crystal into the creature's back. It sounds like broken glass. The noises that it makes. Broken glass and chimes coming from it. Some of the crystals floating around it fall to the ground, motionless, shatter. Once the stream of light ends, it turns and focuses attention back to you. Your pedestal also receives the same amount of damage from the reverb as the other pedestals. That counted as your action. You still have a little bit of movement and a bonus action if you wish.
Okay, as an action, I'll hide behind this pedestal.
Oh, the pedestals are very high. They're just slightly elevated off of the ground. The middle pedestal, sorry, is the one that's 5 feet off the ground.
I'll just come down.
Okay. You take a step off the pedestal behind it. All right. It whirls a bit over the pedestal. The crystal's churning around it. It almost kind of like moving like an animal leaps off of the pedestal 10 feet in front of it. I'm just going to assume that's 10 feet. And the crystals it appears to be using his hands slam into the ground as it makes another cry. The sounds of chimes fill the air towards you, Harris.
Oh, can I get opportunity attack?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
So I will. I'll try to grapple. This nebulous thing. I just try to grab onto like whatever looks physical on it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll. Just strength.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think grappling would be just a strength roll.
That is.
You aren't able to grab onto any of the physical crystals hanging off of it,
Okay.
and as you outstretch your arms into its body, it almost phases through you. You feel both cold and warmth wash over the parts that it phases through your body. Yes. From its center mass, a spark of energy erupts from it. It shoots a beam of light towards you, Harris, but it doesn't hit you. It kind of glides off, veers off towards the right of you and misses by a good margin.
The beam of light cause like destruction on the area.
Yeah, it almost like it zaps the wall behind you, and a chunk of rock of the wall kind of blows apart. Alon, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna run up to it. I'm getting more and more frustrated. I tried to grab it and nothing happened, and I'm just gonna, from action, I'm gonna do the help action to give advantage to either Jett or like whoever tries to attack next.
Sure.
Okay. So I'm just maybe, yeah, thematically, I'll just try to like distract it, maybe.
You're saying. Yeah, okay, so as you approach it, then, the crystals within your bag vibrate more intensely. In fact, the shattered crystals in your bag start to emit energy through your frustration. Perhaps this is a malfunction. Perhaps a reaction to the creature itself. Either way, your bag starts to emit energy from the crystals, and it shifts its attention directly from Harris to you now.
Cool.
You can also see on its body closest to you, some of the smaller slivers of crystals begin to fall to the ground in response to the magic touching it. Jett, the turn goes to you.
Can I move to this spot?
Yes.
And I'm gonna use Spark first, but I'm gonna try and like throw it on this side, away
Yep.
from
Yep, go ahead.
away from home. 23.
Yeah, that hits. Very good.
6 damage.
Nice. Yes. Yeah, cool. Your lava clump you fling the lava clump to the spot that you directed to. It explodes. This initial blast kind of flares and tears fire through the shade. You see some sparks emit from the other side of it, as well as the rubble created from the blast, from the heat, sears through the creature, hitting some of the crystals, breaking them in the air, and they fall to the ground, motionless. 6. Doesn't matter because you rolled so highly in either scenario. I forgot to mention that because Alon was distracting it, you would have gotten advantage
Oh, right.
from that roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. But it didn't matter here, so it worked out fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, some of the crystals fall to the ground motionless and break. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Harris, the turn goes to you. Oh, it shifts. Sorry. Actually, strangely enough, it tries to shift its attention back to you, Jett, but it can't seem to want to take its gaze off of Alon. If it could show confusion anyway, this would be the closest. Harris, the turn goes to you.
I'll run to this pedestal.
Yeah,
While picking up the shard that was near it,
of course.
and then activating it.
Of course. You feel the surge of energy through your body and your palm, specifically, as a jet of light channels into the creature. You feel the force, you feel the pull. The light snaps, the crystal flies from your hand, the pedestal almost erupts beneath you. Erupts is a bit strong of a term. Sparks erupt from the pedestal underneath you as it becomes unusable. The more crystals, larger chunks this time, fall from the creature's body. What did I do? I wasn't fully. You see it's the chunk of crystal it was using as its left arm fall to the ground and break into multiple pieces. More cries, this time sounding like broken glass, ring through the air. I assume that's your turn?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll, yeah, that's my turn. Out of action.
Again, wanting to now focus its attention to Harris, it can't seem to want to gaze away from Alon, the magic that's being emitted from his bag. In its confusion, in its state, it lets out a cry of chimes. And crystal shards well up within its body and around it, swirl and churn. As it flings... As it flings these crystal pieces and chunks in all directions towards you guys. Oh. Sorry. I don't know why I did it like this, actually. Sorry. Okay. Everybody give me dex saving rolls. Alon, make yours at a disadvantage.
8.
14. Miraculously, Alon, you're able to react in time to this, and you duck down. I'm gonna have to. You do move, in this sense. You do duck down behind the pedestal and use it as cover in time, as crystal shards fly out in all directions. Jett, you get pierced by a number of these shards. You're going to take. What is that? 5 damage.
Oh my god.
Harris, you're going to take. Wait, no, you rolled 18. You're good. Yeah. You're far enough that the crystals, the spread, gives you an option to kind of duck down and avoid, the attack in its entirety. After it attacks like this, it reverts attention back to the magic emitting from Alon's sack. Alon, it's your move.
Okay. So, I've obviously at this point I've noticed it. I've seen it happen in front of my face a few times. So I'm gonna take the bag off my shoulder. I'm gonna stuff my hand into the bag. And then I'm gonna leap onto this elevated area, move towards it. I don't want to like shove the bag with the shards in it into the creature, and like try to will the shards to activate.
Give me a dexterity saving throw. Give me a dexterity check with advantage.
17.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So you're just to clarify, you're shoving your bag into
Yeah.
the
With
creature.
the shards and trying to will it.
Yeah. Okay. Can you roll a d6 for me?
Yes. 2.
Okay. You're gonna take 2 damage. This white energy light erupts from your palm inside of the creature. I'm not certain. You still. No, you used it. Yeah, you used it. Yeah. Okay. It still erupts and flares inside of the creature. The force propels you back 10 feet. So here, force propels you back 10 feet. The shade, however, loses a majority of its crystals in the process. The only large crystals it has now attached to its body is the one on its, what appears to be its right arm, and some of its horns. The way its body, its wisp-like body, almost moves, almost indicates fear. Yeah. There
It's on
goes
its
fear.
last legs. Finish it off.
How high is this again? Sorry.
5 feet.
5 feet?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll climb up.
Sure.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna use Burning Hands.
Okay, cool. Make the roll. Woo! Yeah, cool. Let's see. Nope, it doesn't avoid it. It takes the brunt of your spell as the fire plunges into its body, removing its horn in the process. It's hard to tell now, as there's no indicator to tell where it's facing except the large part of its body. But the large part of the body does turn to face you, so you assume it's gazing upon you. There are no other actions to your turn. The turn will go to Harris.
I will. Actually. Okay, from here, I'll throw my stage guard onto Harris, but on Jett before that. I'll imbue it with.
Nice. Cool. Nice. You toss your shield through the air. Or your hands glow. You imbue your shield with glowing golden light. You toss Safeguard with ease through the air. It's almost orbits around Jett. And Jett, you feel a warm energy flow through your body. You go ahead and restore your health, 7 health points. And as well, you have Safeguard equipped upon you.
Thanks, Harris.
Taking the brunt force of your fire attack, the creature will sort of also glow with a bright energy. It'll cast Absorb Elements upon itself. I don't know if that actually casts them. Oh, here it is. Yeah. Its body will kind of ripple, and it'll start to glow a bit more orange, almost awaiting your fire, Jett. Alon, it's your move.
Jett, is this thing gonna blow?
I have no clue.
I'm gonna run in and I'm gonna do the help action again to give advantage to Jett. I'm just gonna try to distract it.
Sure. Can you roll 2d20s here? I'm not sure what to make you roll at this
Sure.
point. But this is gonna simulate like disadvantage. Or like disadvantage basically, yeah. Okay, 13. Okay, yeah, good enough. So some of the energy still, I guess, lingers upon you, and the creature now confused kind of wants to look at you instead of Jett. It's torn, and it's confused again. Jett, turn goes to you.
Yep. I'll just step over to the side here.
Yep.
And then I will use Lava Lash.
That hits it. Jett, you're cracked. You slap your whip, your fire whip down upon the creature. It slashes at the crystal's hand and chops it in 2 pieces. One part falls and shatters to the ground. The other part still hovers within the creature. This is the last chunk of crystal you see on the creature. Its body, its wispy body is almost seems to be coming undone, and the parts furthest away from the crystal. Alon? I mean, not Alon. Harris? Move is yours.
I'll use a dash action to dispose.
Of course.
I think that's it, but like I can't activate
Sure.
items. So.
You see a mana crystal here in front of you.
I'll move up
The crystal shade, having taken fire damage from you, Jett, glows a bright orange. Let me see. It wants to attack Jett, however, it focuses on Alon. Unfortunately, it's lost too much of its crystals. It can't make a proper attack on you. It slams down onto the ground to your right, Alon, missing you. The ground kind of erupts in flame, and the ground kind of spreads, or the fire kind of spreads over the ground. You see the heat kind of well off of the ground and like wisps of like white smoke, black smoke. Alon, it's up to you. It's your move.
I'll like Is there any crystals, like physical crystals, left on it?
It's still got one part of its right arm. It's the only crystal that's left on it.
I'll like physically try to grab onto that, just to like keep it pinned, and I'll say, my buddy knows his, my buddy can burn you up hotter than that.
Make a
That's my
dexterity
one.
check. Make a dexterity check.
Nine.
Let's see here. It doesn't. In fact, you're able to grab it and slam it down onto the ground, causing its parts of the crystal itself to sliver off of it. The crystal itself begins to crack as well, not fully shattered, but you're holding it in place. Next attack directed at that crystal will have advantage on the attack roll against it. Jett, it's your turn.
I'll aim for that crystal.
All right, what are you aiming with?
Energy bolt.
Nice.
I'm gonna burn you up real hot. Holy
Jesus Christ. That hits. And just like that, your bolt just sears through the crystal, drilling a hole straight through it. Cracks spread out from the hole, and like it almost, as your beam twists, the crystal twists with it as it shatters. And as the crystal shatters, the wisp-like creature, letting out loud, piercing, crackling noises, sounds of breaking glass chimes, like once again fill the room, almost piercing. You cover your ears as its body dissipates, and there's as a wave of force kind of washes over the room. You no longer feel the nebulous energy. The shade, while the crystals remain on the floor around you, broken and shattered, the shade, I'll just do that. The shade no longer is there. The beam of light that the crystal had been emitting has disappeared as well. As you assume, rightfully so, the battle has ended.
I'll look down
the
at my
hell
hand.
was that?
I'm looking down at my hand, very serious, like very like grave look on my face, and then I'll face my palm towards Jett. Does that look like a crystal splinter to you?
I didn't know you could get a crystal splinter.
Neither did I, but it hurts, like kind of in an annoying way, not too much.
You did a good job though.
Well, I just held them off, just held them down. You did all the, you and Harris did all the damage.
You're more than just your abilities.
Actually that hits me pretty hard. Like, oh shit. Like, yeah, maybe I am more than my gravity stuff. And do I need the singularity? It's like all like split second going through my mind. Sorry, Harris.
No, I was just gonna describe that I'll heal up the small cuts and wounds that you might have like.
Thanks. Cool.
Thanks, Harris.
I'll let you guys handle that transaction of health.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how much you lost, but I have a health pool.
Yeah, for canon or like meta purposes, you can tell them how much health you've lost at this point.
I'm at 2.
I'll just-
I need 2 health points.
so I'll give you 2. And then I think I healed Jett already, so...
Yeah. Thank you. Do we feel a difference, like, just like the energy?
Yeah, the energy that was filling the room has disappeared in almost its entirety. That
Oh, sorry.
Harris, that familiar feel of the energy is gone with the shade's disappearance. Aside from that, you feel a welling of your own powers. You feel that experience you gained in this battle, using your powers again or acting without them, has allowed you to grow. If not a lot, just a little bit. But just enough. If it's not obvious for meta purposes, you guys will level up here.
Yeah. Sorry. So the way you were describing it, is there like a hole in the ceiling? Like, does it go up to the sky from here, or
No, it goes up to the sky,
Okay.
but what I described in this session was that it almost disappears into the stone. From what I described in the previous session to Harris, is that it does reach up through the stone, but it's not visible after it passes through the stone.
I see.
Yeah. Otherwise, you'd be able to see it in the city, connected to the sky, but the barrier, for the most part, before, was virtually invisible. Same as the beam that was connected to it.
Is the barrier crystal still there, or is it gone?
Only the pieces of it. It is... You don't even sense the energy from the original barrier crystal anymore. All that is before you are chunks of mana crystal.
Harris, I'm assuming whatever we destroyed that's not like a usual, like that's not like a guardian of a, like it's a good thing that we killed that thing, right?
You've never seen anything like that, Harris.
I've never seen anything like that.
I mean, that's gotta have done something, right? Maybe we should check outside.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh,
Guys, yep.
sorry, before we leave, can I pick up a bunch of the shards? I like what happens, so I want some more of that.
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
Here's how I'll handle this. You did let go of your bag when
Yeah.
you did the whole thing. There was a reaction.
Yeah.
It's not hard to locate. It's on the ground over here.
Okay. Is it?
It has sustained... Sorry?
Oh, sorry. Okay.
It hasn't broken. It has sustained more damage. It is going... You notice that a lot of your tools on the ground are in pieces, and for the most part, unusable. So I'm going to take a little initiative with your inventory here. You've lost some stuff. And the bag itself, now being more potently damaged, certain items will now require a roll to store.
Okay.
Otherwise, and depending on the result of the roll, may range from the item just passing through the bag itself, through one of the, maybe the tear and something at the bottom, to destroying the item in its entirety.
Okay. I appreciate your description. I'm just not gonna take that bag. Like I'm gonna see that and be like, it's okay. Like I'll find another one in the
Just
city
find
or
another
something. Yeah. It sounds like a lot of work for.
It still holds all your other items.
What other?
Yeah,
I don't
you're
have
gonna leave
anything.
all your stuff.
I don't know. Whatever you'd be storing in that bag.
You're gonna leave your Cali sticks.
Whatever you stored in there, it has. I don't know if you have anything else actually.
No, I actually didn't.
You're gonna leave the Cali sticks though. You don't want to like.
I don't keep them in my bag. I have them like behind my waist.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. You're free to do that then. Although you're now making me calculate your equipment in the usual fashion, you motherfucker.
What? No, I'll track.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Okay, so
Is it?
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Is it a leather bag?
It feels. Wait, actually, sorry, I forgot you did customize yours.
Oh,
It
yeah. If
was-
it's that one, I'm definitely taking it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So your sort of orb, your black orb that you of reasonably infinite storage.
Yeah,
It doesn't act like a bag, but imagine as when I say like this UI, as you open up the UI, it almost seems like it's short circuiting. It's almost like glitching. The access point for an item also glitches. It accesses in the same way as I described it with a bag.
Okay.
Take that as you will.
I'll take it with the intent of like fixing it later on or getting it fixed, but
Yep, no problem.
yeah, I'm not gonna try to put the shards in there right now. Maybe I'll just I have pockets, right? Like maybe I can just put a couple handfuls.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't accidentally will them.
Aside from your bag of reasonably infinite storage, you do have like pouches, like small pouches on the side of you that you'd use to store stuff.
Okay.
Currently empty or filled with things that you no longer have use for. You can put small items in those
How many shards
to store
do you
out of
think
hand.
I can take?
Depending on how big the shard is, I'd say that it ranges from 4 to 10. Which shards are you talking about? Like
The
the
broken
smaller
ones.
mana crystal
Yeah.
shards, or from the barrier crystal?
From the barrier crystal.
Yeah, 4 to maybe about 7 then.
Should I roll for that or?
Yes. Let's see if you can find a combination that fits in your pouches.
It's investigation maybe?
Yeah, roll investigation.
17.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna give you then 7. I think I said 8. 4 to 8.
4 to 7, you said.
Oh,
4
4
to
to 7. I'm gonna give you 6 then.
Okay, thank you.
These chunks mainly, your biggest chunk is about as big as a full mana crystal.
Oh, great.
So the rest are not as big as that. So you're able basically to hold that and a little bit in one pouch, and then the rest gets split among your other pouches.
Okay.
Just for like clarity, you're able to hold that much. Don't have to worry about the specifics too much. Nice. So what's the plan now? What are you guys doing?
We're going out.
We're outside.
You're going up?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Straight up to the entrance of the castle.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah, you move up to the entrance of the castle. The sun is beginning to set. And as it does, well, a little bit of spoiler, you're able to tell that the sun is setting as the nebulous sky that engulfed the city is no longer there. You gaze out upon the city as the sun sets beautifully over the horizon. The entire city laid out before you. It's now that you can see the full scale of the destruction. But at this point, you were assumingly already prepared for that image in your mind. Any words among yourselves?
I think maybe now we're free. Or at least step in the right direction.
Yeah, I feel some of my powers coming back. I don't know if that's a good thing, but yeah, I feel like it's a step in the right direction.
I keep to myself. I don't say anything.
Right.
With a bloodlust in my eyes, I'm still gonna be like, I think we should still attract on those, or just see what's going on with the Americans.
we still need answers and to get our bearings. We don't know what's happened in the last 100 years.
But that, this next scene will unfold before you. Slowly coming up through the ground, you hear the crackling of the ground and the shifting of the earth. Not ahead of you, but within the area in front of the entrance of the castle. Directly ahead of you. The ground shifts on one side, and a blue tendril emerges from the ground. It glows with a familiar blue energy. Jett, Alon. It kind of twisting and turning as more smaller tendrils also emerge from the ground around it and sort of wrap around it. It emerges, it moves upwards, reaching a sort of peak before it twists over in angles like that. Not angle, but like curves. Arcs, yes. Thank you. Arcs before penetrating the ground again, digging into the earth. And as it does this, a blue light begins to flicker in the center of this arc that it's created. As it spreads out and creates a similar doorway, a blue light. No door, however, this time. There's only the blue and light and energy.
Do you trust it?
Does it feel like negative or menacing, or just...
Nope, it doesn't seem to be emitting a presence in any way. There's the only thing that you can sense from it is the slow, low hum of energy from the light, from between the vines.
I think I'll slowly approach it then.
As you do, it does not react to you in any way. But you get the feeling that whatever is on the other side is almost inviting you. All that is a hunch, though. Just from all of your perspectives. From the way that it emerged, yes.
I'll follow Jett, but I'll just, like, the whole time I have a look of suspicion, and I'm like, kind of looking it up and down as we approach. Like, I just don't feel great about this.
Eris? Thoughts, reservations?
I'm curious. That's my nature. I do want to follow it.
So I'm getting a general vibe that you guys are going to step through it then?
Yeah. I'm kind of mesmerized, so I'm just gonna keep going.
Jett walks through it. Like, is it wide enough for all of us to go at the same time, or is it?
It is. It's fairly wide
Oh, okay.
in its own sense.
I'll definitely stop in front of it. I'm not gonna just walk straight through it.
You could all, just for clarity, you could all walk through it together simultaneously, and there'd still be space for more people.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just kind of like look over at them, just kind of nod, and I'll walk through.
Well, he's not going by himself. And I'm just not really afraid of death anymore. I'll follow.
Likewise.
Then that is where we will end our session today. thanks for playing, you guys. Had a lot of fun DMing this session. You guys all just want to really like let you guys know. You guys did an amazing job of RPing today. It's a bit of a lore-heavy episode today, so it's a bit shorter. For that reason, there'd be too much to take in if we just kept going. But you guys RP'd perfectly. I didn't feel there was a dull moment, at least for me, while you guys were playing. Thank you for that.
Thanks for DMing, man.
Thank you. Had a good time.
Really good seeds getting planted, it feels like. Pretty
Planting your
exciting.
seeds
Seed.
in all of us.
Nice.
Nice. All right.
Thanks for DMing.
Problem. All right. And I guess, cool. There's nothing that you guys want to say, and I guess we can end it here then.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Cool. So in that case, unless you want to do it, Andre.
No, I just say, I'll just add, if you guys are not already subscribed, please subscribe. Please like the video. Please comment. And thanks again to Roll20.
Most of all, thanks for watching, you guys. We'll see you next one.